and welcome to another Scratch tutorial. In the last video that I made, we made this code right here, and you learned how to use when flag clicked, the forever loop, the if block, the key, whatever key you want, pressed, and we learned about the change x by and the change y by and the set x by y by and the change y by. So that's great. You can create a new project, but I'm just going to delete this because I can make it again. And right now we're going to make something in the costumes. So first, with the cat that it appears when you first open the new project, you have costume 1 and costume 2. These are two costumes. So that's cool, but can we draw our own? The answer is yes. And people have already drew other costumes for you that are not just cats. So we can just, actually let me click that. Actually we can just delete this whole sprite 1. We can call it something different by here, like I'll just call this cat. And now we can recognize this as a cat. But we're actually going to delete this, and now we have no sprites and nothing to program except for the background. And the background is something to program. It's programmed a little bit differently, but I'm not going around that in this video. We're going to draw. And so we can choose a sprite by clicking this to choose a sprite. And now we have all these sprites to choose from. All of these sprites that people have drawn, that's the right word, right? And you can click. If there's like, okay, I like this milk, but I kind of wish there was a different kind of milk, then you can just hover over it, and these are all of the different costumes in this sprite. You can click it to choose it, but I'm not going to choose on any of these right now because we're going to draw our own. So you're going to click this back arrow, and we can have a surprise sprite, and it just picks a random sprite from in here, and it makes it you have it. And then you can upload a sprite, so you can upload like a picture, and then that's your new sprite. But we're going to just paint a sprite. It's called Sprite 1, and there's two modes when you're drawing: vector mode and bitmap mode. So we're in vector mode right now, and I'm going to show you the tools in vector mode, and then we can move on to bitmap mode. So you can select anything inside of here. So when I let go, it will select everything that is inside of my box, but there is nothing inside my box. It's just blank. So it does nothing. This is something I'm going to tell you, probably going to be the last thing I'm going to show you. This you can draw with. So you can basically just draw anything. You can choose the color here, but if you, let's say, drew something here, and then you're like, okay, I want to, and then you like mess up, and you're like, oh man, I want this exact same color. And something, if you wanted to get rid of this, is select. You can select everything in here. Not selecting everything in here. Select everything inside of this. Select this. And then you can click delete to delete it. And you're like, okay, I want to draw the same exact color as this. Well, you can try and get your best color if you want. Be like, okay, this is the closest I can get to it. But you can also have no color, actually. And then you're just drawing like black, I guess. Okay, anyway, you can click this little tool right here, and then you have this little magnifying glass, and see that little square in the middle? That is the color. Everything inside of that is what you're going to choose. So I'm just going to put that box right on this green color. I'm going to click. Now they got the exact same color, and I can keep drawing with that color. And that's the same exact color. So that's cool. But it's pretty hard to be kind of exact with that, like drawing like that, and then like drawing, like it's kind of hard. Like you could, oh boy, that's horrible. You could be like, okay, I'm gonna draw my name, but I'm gonna draw my username actually. That is not very good handwriting. And it's because this is a computer. Actually, don't get me wrong, I've got pretty good handwriting on paper, but this is really bad handwriting. That's because it's on a computer. So, easier way to do this is just to click this little T here and choose whatever kind of any color you want your text to be in. And then you can just click and type in whatever you want. And then you can click this little selector mouse and you can make it as big as you want. If you say, okay, this is cool, but I kind of wish I could have like a curly font and it would look really like fancy instead of having it like just this normal boring one Scratch Master. Then you can go to this sans serif here and you can make it handwriting, serif, marker, curly. Okay, here we go. I like this. But this is a little too curly. So you're like, okay, I want okay, pixel. Oh, that looks cool. I'm going to do that. Or, okay, marker looks cool. I'm going to do that. Well, you can choose any of those. Now you can use the eraser tool and erase. I guess you can't erase this T stuff. You have to click it and then delete it. You can only erase the font in bitmap mode. But be careful in going to bitmap mode, and I'll tell you why in a minute. You can color the whole background a color by choosing what color you want, and then going to this little bucket, and then you just click. Oh yeah, sorry. That is in bitmap mode. You can do that in bitmap mode. You can go to bitmap mode, and then there's different tools, but there's still this tool, and you can do the whole background. But, okay. You can't do that in vector mode, and you might be like, okay, then why do they have it? And it's actually to fill shapes. So if I take a circle, I can make the outline whatever color I want it to be, and I can choose the size of the outline, and then choose the fill. And now I have this. Okay, the outline's a little too small. I'm gonna make it bigger. That's good. But this is not a perfect circle. To make a perfect circle, you hold down the shift bar, and then you do it, and it makes it a perfect circle. So that's cool. But what if you're like, okay, I want both of these circles to be the same color, but I'm gonna try to make it one color, but then if I try and go back to this one, then it sets it to this, and I have to find and try and do my best to make it that same color, but they're not exactly the same color. You can go to fill, choose your color, and you fill in the circles with that. With lines, you can draw straight lines. You can't draw any other line except for straight. But one thing is you can, if you want to make like a straight line, you can hold down shift again, and you can make a straight one down, a straight one here, a straight one here, 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 and straight one here. Okay, and if you wanted to fill it, you could go like this, and then when you hover over it and there's a little dot, once the little dot appears, then you touch it, and now these two are connected. And then you can grab this and connect it like that. And then once it's like a triangle or whatever you want, but they're all connected, you can grab the fill and fill it in that. Same with the square. But there's one tool we have not gone over in vector mode, and that's this. Click on whatever you want to change, and you can click and to create a point on any kind of shape, and you can pull it in like this, and you're like, okay, there, now we got this. Except it's kind of round, and I don't want it round. You can do point it. There, we got pointed. Or curved, however you want. And then we can go in like here. I want this pointed. I'll take this going, I'll create a point here, and I'll make it pointed. And I'll do one here, and I'll make it pointed. Is this one pointed? Yeah, no, this is not pointed. Pointed. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to do this one. And we're going to pull it in like this. And we're going to make this one curved. There. And you can kind of do that to all of these. And even just straight lines like this one. You can make it not straight by doing this. Then you can go to the selector's mouse. Copy it. Paste it. Oh yeah, I already pasted it. And take this. And you can turn this around like this. Or you can hold down shift again. And you can make it like this. And turn it all the way perfectly like that. And then make something like this. These are not connected, so you can't fill this in here. If we made this a different color, we couldn't fill this in. So we could just grab this line and we just go to the dot, to the other dot, that dot to the other dot, and now we can fill it in. It's as simple as pie. And actually, we've been doing this for like 11 minutes, so actually I'm not going to go over biomap mode in this video. I will be going over biomap mode in the next video though, so hang tight, and please remember to subscribe, and by the time you watch this, I will have my biomap one out, so you can watch that one too. So thank you for watching, and please remember to subscribe.